Just days before the new school year starts, from many districts across Minnesota, a number of law enforcement agencies are pulling their school resource officers. That includes St. Louis County. The removal of SROs comes from confusion over language in a bill passed this last legislative session. Northern News Now's Natalie Hepner spoke to local lawmakers about the possible impacts to students in the Northland.
It was a painful decision, to be honest.
The St. Louis County Sheriff's Office joins the growing list of Minnesota law enforcement agencies pulling their school resource officers, or SROs, from schools. The agency has 3 SROs in St. Louis County.
You know, our SRO program has been in existence for a number of years now, and this is the first time we've ever had to pull them over something like this.
The removal of the SROs comes from a language change in the 200-page education bill that passed this past legislative session that addresses the use of reasonable force, language that St. Louis County Undersheriff Jason Akerson says puts his SROs in a civic and criminal liability.
For example, if a SRO had to put a kid in a bear hug to control them, that could be construed as a violation of the statute. So it's a lot of ambiguity.
Local lawmakers disagreeing with the decisions to pull SROs out of schools. Representative Spencer Igo, along with several other lawmakers, are pushing for a special session to implement a repealer bill.
So we can repeal it, and we can work on it all next session. But that was the biggest problem with this policy, is it was tucked into an education bill. And this is public safety, right? This is like judiciary type stuff.
Senator Grant Houschild agrees, saying the solution is simple.
I think it's pretty simple, but it'd be nice if we could have some clarification just provided by the agency. And then come February, when we go back in session, we can do a cleanup language then.
A revision in language to bring back school resource officers and giving parents and students peace of mind in Minnesota schools.
Yeah, we need to, hopefully we can get them back as soon as possible. That's our goal.
For Northern News Now, I'm Natalie Hepner.
St. Louis County Sheriff's Office SROs rotate between 4 schools, including Northwoods, Northeast Range, Cherry, and Southridge. We reached out to their superintendent for comment, but have not heard back.